What's going on, everybody? This is Snowman. Welcome to another episode of Free Game Friday, and today is a little special, a little different, because two of the three games we're going to be looking at are musically driven games, or musically based games. So let's look at our first one. This game is called Os. I always thought it was pronounced Osu, but I'm wrong, it's Os. But this game has a very large online community, a huge following behind it. You can put in your own music and play to that as well, so it's really versatile. But basically, you use your mouse to click on different things that appear on the screen to the beat of the song, and sometimes you just click, sometimes you'll click and drag it along the line, sometimes it'll have an arrow bouncing it back at you, sometimes there's even this wheel and it just wants you to spin your mouse in circles, and it's really interesting. But this game is really hard. It took a while for me to get the hang of it, but once you get into the groove and you really feel the beat of the music, it actually is really satisfying to pull off a sweet combo. So this is a really cool game, and there's a lot of potential here. It's so much more in-depth the further you get into it. The second game we're going to be looking at today is called Stepmania. Now, if you saw my top 5 best games done quick moments, this was the #1 pick, because this game is insane on the super crazy fast difficulty, but I was playing just on easy and medium, and even then I was struggling a little bit to get through it. I mean, obviously, as you can tell, though, this is a DDR, similar type game where you have to hit the arrows in the right beat. And I kind of wanted to actually show off to you the expert level modes and stuff, but if you can't keep up the beat, it actually just stops, and it's like, you suck, you can't do it. Kind of like Guitar Hero, where just if you fail hard enough, it's like, no, just stop. But if you ever wanted just a free experience of that DDR thing, I mean, here's a great example. Again, very versatile, a lot of customization you can do to your own tracks, etc. So definitely check that out if you want a free, equivalent of DDR. And for our last game that we're going to be looking at today, it is completely different, not even close to a musically driven game at all. This is called Firewing 64, and this is essentially one of those games trying to revitalize the whole 64 collectathon era. You play as this little dragon named Firewing, and it's so cute. You got to collect the crystals that have spread all over the land. Basically, the whole game is one giant level, but there's all these different quests and mini games that you can do and just search and explore. I like that there are power-ups. It's very reminiscent of Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, where you can get these wings and it can help you to fly, so you can fly to floating islands, and there's a racetrack, but the race car was broken. But even just the jumping mechanics and everything is great. You can double jump, you can jump off the wall, ground pound. It was just very reminiscent of all those games from back in the day. I did another game that was similar to this a long time ago called Kiwi 64. Very similar, you can check that one out as well. They're just a very simplified version, there's not a lot of detail, it's very simple, but it still just, kicks that nostalgia part of your brain or something. I don't know, it's just a neat little experience if you want to check it out. As always, all 3 games are in the description below, so you can check them out for yourself, and I'll see you guys on next month's episode of Free Game Friday.